Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're talking about something that's changing everything. How AI is essentially becoming our new data analyst. We're going to look at how this technology is completely rewriting the rules for finding insights in everything from social media trends to really complex scientific research.
You know that feeling, right? We are just swimming in information. Every single tweet, every customer review, every piece of research, it all adds up to this gigantic ocean of data. And the real challenge has always been, how do you make any sense of it without completely drowning?
All right, ready to jump in? We're going to kick things off by looking at AI's new job description as a research assistant. Then, we'll see how it handles two totally different kinds of information: human language and cold, hard numbers. After that, we'll check out its report card. You know, the good, the bad, and the ugly. And finally, we'll wrap up by looking at what all of this really means for the future.
So let's start with the big picture here. We have to move past thinking of AI as just a simple chatbot. These large language models like ChatGPT are being used as incredibly powerful assistants that can help with the entire data analysis process, literally from start to finish.
And this is the crucial part. It's not just doing one little thing. AI is getting involved in every single stage of the research pipeline. We're talking about the boring stuff like cleaning up messy data, all the way to writing the actual code for the analysis, and even helping us figure out what the results mean at the very end.
Okay, so let's see what this looks like in the real world. We'll start with something that computers have frankly always been pretty bad at: figuring out the nuances of human language. This whole area is about getting to the why behind the data. It's not about crunching numbers. It's about interpreting the rich, complex, and often messy world of human expression that you find in things like interviews, social media posts, or those open-ended survey questions.
And what's wild is the AI's toolkit for this is surprisingly diverse. It can do what's called thematic analysis, which is like having it read thousands of comments and pull out the main ideas. It can do sentiment analysis to see if people are generally happy or angry about something. It can even map out entire social networks to see who the real influencers are in a conversation.
And this is where you really see the mind-blowing scale of it all. A human researcher might take weeks, maybe even months, to go through just a few thousand comments by hand. An AI can rip through over 30,000 social media posts, find the important patterns, and it can do it in multiple languages. It's a total game changer.
Okay, so that's words and emotions. But what about the other side of the coin? What about the cold, hard numbers, the statistics, the predictions? Well, that's where quantitative analysis comes in. This is where we look for insights that are measurable and objective by digging into structured data. You know, stuff like spreadsheets, financial reports, and market data. This is all about testing our theories with facts.
And you guessed it, just like with the language stuff, AI is here to help at every single step. It can take a messy spreadsheet and clean it up, suggest the best ways to visualize the data, and even write the Python code to run some really complex statistical tests. It's making data science way more accessible.
I mean, the range of things this is being used for is just wild. We're talking about everything from finance, where it's modeling stock returns, to social sciences and even aerospace engineering, where it's helping analyze aerodynamic data. It's incredibly sophisticated stuff. So how well does all this actually work? Well, we can measure it. This chart here shows a few different AI models that were used to analyze customer sentiment. And look at this. One model, a support vector machine, was almost 94% accurate, but others, not so much. It's a fantastic reminder that it's not just about using AI, it's about using the right AI for the job. Okay, so this all sounds amazing, right? Which brings up a huge question. Can we just hand our data over to the AI, trust it to get everything right, and go get a coffee? Well, not so fast. This is really the core issue. On the one hand, the power is incredible. It automates all the boring work and speeds up discovery like never before. But on the other hand, the limitations are very, very real. Remember, these models are built to predict the next word in a sentence, not to actually understand truth. This means they can be inaccurate or even hallucinate, where the AI just confidently makes something up.
And this is what pretty much every researcher in the field is saying, loud and clear. They see these AIs as amazing assistants, but not as replacements for a human. They're not perfect, and anything they produce has to be checked, and I mean always checked, by a human expert who actually understands the context.
Okay, so you see this little expression here, p less than 0.05? In the world of science and stats, this is basically the gold standard. It means a result is statistically significant and not just some random fluke. And get this, studies have found that the choice of AI model, say using GPT-4 instead of GPT 3.5, can have a statistically significant impact on your results. It can make a real measurable difference.
So, where does all this leave us? What's the big takeaway for the future of data analysis in this new age of AI? The best path forward seems to be a partnership. It's about combining the raw number-crunching power of the AI with the critical thinking, experience, and ethical judgment that only a human can bring. This is how we can finally bridge that gap between words and numbers. An AI can analyze thousands of reviews for sentiment, then correlate that with sales figures to give you a complete picture that was practically impossible to see before. The AI finds the patterns, the human provides the wisdom. And that's really the final thought I want to leave you with. For decades, the biggest problem in data was just our ability to process it all. Now, that problem is basically disappearing. The challenge is shifting. It's no longer about our ability to find answers, it's about our ability to ask the right questions in the first place. And that is the true revolution. And believe me, it is just getting started.